All right, so if you're watching this video, it's because you did not create content that was usable for tasks 4 and 5 of Unit 3, but you did submit something that I did accept for task 3 of Unit 1. So I'm going to go over this, and I'm going to actually go over some additional requirements that are not given in writing for what I'm calling modification 2. Make sure you listen to all of this video. So this modified task replaces tasks 4 and 5 of Unit 3. You will do there will be two modifications for you with respect to what you end up doing with Unit 3. So you have modification 1 here and modification 2. Modification 1 says to carefully and slowly work through each and every second or word in steps 1, 2, and I should say 5, so I'm going to change that. It will say step 5, 1, 2, and 5 below. So you have to download this document, reread page 1 of that, and then you're going to re-watch this video. If you're watching this video, it's because your response for item 2, that paragraph, which should have been an argument for task 3 of Unit 1, did not show any attention at all to something that I said in step 5. In step 5, I gave you additional requirements for your item 2 response from the foundational writing assignment. That additional requirement is given here. When you get that additional requirement from the video, you realize that you need very detailed information from step 3. So again, take very careful, follow this video very carefully, take really good notes. It's going to tell you a missing requirement that is not written in the foundational writing assignment document that you download via step 1. That's going to point you back to step 3. You need to watch this video in its entirety to make sure that you get this done correctly. I will be grading this very rigorously. Basically, you're going to revise your item 2 argument from the foundational writing assignment in light of very, very good attention to what I say in this video, and very good attention to every single second in this video where I go over various requirements that must be met in virtue of completing what this video tells you here. So that will be graded very rigorously, and this part will comprise 3% of your course grade. Then another 3 to 4% of your course grade will consist of modification 2, self-assess via the prompt and instructions below. I am going to read through this, and I'm going to add requirements as I go through this, so make sure that you're taking very careful notes. If you want, you could pause the video and do this part, and then come back to this introductory video and do this part, but don't forget to do that. So you will compare and contrast how much time and genuine effort you spent on the steps I provided you above to complete. I'm going to change this just to say the item 2 paragraph long argument. So again, by the time you get to this task, this will no longer say item 1. You are going to revise only the item 2 paragraph long argument, and how much time and genuine effort you spent on the steps the first time provided you with the steps during task 3 of Unit 1. So instructions for responding to this prompt. By this prompt, I mean what you see above. So you're going to present a quoted definition for each of the following words: genuine, effort, and success. Each definition gets its own sentence. Use quotation marks around each definition and provide a direct URL web address to each definition below your paragraph. Do not include links within your paragraph. I really don't like that. I want 3 URLs below your paragraph that you're constructing in light of this prompt below said paragraph. And each URL should take me directly to the definition that you decided to use, given the intellectual and academic context of looking for these dictionary definitions. Remember, you cannot just plop down these definitions, and you can't just give me a list of definitions. Your definitions should be part of one single coherent paragraph that is focused on answering or responding to this prompt. So the sentences that you construct for each definition that you present for each of these words should be part of one single coherent paragraph that you are creating to really engage with this. So I'm going to be looking for real honest engagement where you're treating this like a learning tool, where you're really being honest with yourself and reflecting. And I don't want to get a sense that you just kind of wrote whatever. So I want another thing to remember is that you have to introduce your definition. So you have to say something like, according to X dictionary, or genuine can be defined as, and then use your quotation marks. If you do not properly cite your stuff, you will probably end up with a 0 for 4% of your grade. I might give you just half credit, but as you know, I take plagiarism, intentional or not intentional, very seriously. If you do not put quotation marks around the definition itself, you're implying that you came up with the definition and or that you are paraphrasing the definition. And make sure that you do give me actual definitions verbatim from dictionaries, only from dictionaries, no other kind of source, and that you're not paraphrasing. Be sure to incorporate words from within each of your definitions into your discussions, and do so in a way that shows you are focused on the prompt in bold above. So you will be pulling in a meaningful, compelling way from actual words within your actual definition cited for each of these things, kind of like an argument by definition. When you're pulling from words within the definition for each of these terms, make sure that you use those words in a coherent way, in a compelling way, in a way that keeps in mind the overall definition for the term defined and the point of the prompt, the goal of the paragraph or two. Minimum sentences. You're going to write at least 2 paragraphs, each comprised of 5 sentences. Be exact and detailed. Avoid being fuzzy. Cite specifics from the written instructions. Cite specifics from the videos you had to rewatch for your item 2 revision and what you actually produced initially or even a second time. So what you'll want to do is go back to the gradebook and open up your first attempt, or if you have it saved somewhere else, look at what you wrote in response to the item 2 video right here, step 5. Look at what you initially typed and sent to me for a grade for test 3 of unit 1. And then look at the instructions, the notes that you took that I gave in this video, the document and the notes and the lesson on argument by definition from here. How much attention did you show in terms of to the lessons and further requirements that I gave in this step 5 item 2 video? How much attention, genuine effort did you give with respect to what I went over in this video? What did you not do in your initial attempt that these videos show you should have done? What did you not do in your initial attempt that shows that you didn't carefully follow or bother to follow what I say in this video here and this video here? When you compare and contrast that, how does your revision compare to your initial attempt? And of course, you want to be using the concepts of genuine effort and success in discussing those points. So this has to be very specific when you're referring to things like the initial instructions, initial videos, specific requirements. Okay, so I think that's all I want to say for that. So this will be 2 paragraphs. So this will be 4% of your grade, and this will be 3% of your course grade, and this will replace tasks 4 and 5 of Unit 3.